Hello, welcome to Infinite Sky. So this is the part 2 of the series of Fall from Grace and how the earth was formed. So in this part I'm going to talk about the phenomenon of how this dimension of earth was created, what actually happened during the series of events when the earth was created. So I'm very excited about this information. I think it's very interesting, so bear with me. I will occasionally look into my papers to remember what I channeled from my spirit guides. So actually, what happened when the cycle of reincarnation was formed? Many souls have like a lot of lifetimes on the earth plane. It means that they were stuck in their own karma. They repeated the same mistakes over and over again, and over lifetimes even. So what actually happened, those souls were very motivated to go beyond themselves and to actually be enlightened and to relieve their suffering. They were very open to the idea of enlightenment. The phenomenon of enlightenment was started when the Buddha was born. So time doesn't exist in the linear way. In the higher dimensions, there is event A, event B, and event C, which is like bubbles, and they were connected to each other. And when the event A begins and finishes, then the event B could actually start and initiate the event C, and so on and so on. So the event A was the birth of Buddha. Then there was the birth of Christ, and now there's a new earth, the phenomenon of new earth on the 2020 year of 2020. So this all events are actually related. There's three main events: that birth of Buddha, birth of Christ, and the new earth. The enlightenment, the Buddha was the initiator of the phenomenon of enlightenment. Enlightenment was the losing of your ego and coming back home while you're still in the physical body. So you are raising your vibration, you're changing your almost DNA, not almost but actual DNA, you're changing your frequency, you're changing your attitude, your thinking patterns, everything, your belief system, everything all changes completely while you're still in the physical body and you still interacted with 3D souls. So it is quite a difficult thing to do because the earth has quite low frequency around their atmosphere, and many souls have, so their auras are very polluted. So it's very hard to actually be enlightened while you're in the physical body. But Buddha did that, and not only that, with the Buddha there was around thousands of souls who incarnated at the same time when the Buddha was born to raise the consciousness, to raise the human consciousness. And those souls knew that the enlightenment and this like shedding of your ego is very challenging, and it will challenge many stubborn souls, and it could potentially lead to even murdering and killing those enlightened souls, because the stubborn souls are very challenged by their existence. So those souls, actually there was not many information about those souls because they usually lived in the mountains. they were very secluded and very closed closed in their own circle, and they didn't have many interaction with human beings because it was dangerous for them to be those to live fully as the self-actualized being and enlightened being, and to share their wisdom because it was too challenging. So the Buddha was the creation of the phenomenon of enlightenment. The second event was the birth of Christ. What Christ did was the very important thing. He changed the chakra system. So the way how he changes, when the humans live on earth, they accumulated a lot of karma, and because of that karma and because of that suffering they caused to other people and themselves, they reduced their vibrational frequency to the point of their chakras started to rotate at the different direction, and the destruction process could occur. Actually, everything what is created, it will be destroyed completely when you reduce your frequency to the lowest of low point. So the Christ was born to prevent that thing to happen. So what he did is he spread this thing which is called Christ Spark to every human being which is born on earth could no longer push themselves to the limit when their chakras start to rotate at a different direction because of the Christ Spark. And the Christ Spark was because the Christ was born. So this was very important thing because he prevented the earth and the humans and the individuals from destruction. But many things happened before that, especially in the Middle Ages. People were still very stubborn, and they did many terrible things to each other. There was a lot of rape, killing, murdering, violence, and everything that could happen on earth actually happened. So many souls actually regressed during the Middle Ages, and they created a lot of karma, and many of those souls actually became demons. I will do a separate video about the demons. So the demon is the human being who is a regressed soul. So many regressed souls regress to the point of the demon. So, and now many spirit guides decided that they want to raise their this earth consciousness of the earth and consciousness of the human race on the earth. So they decided to reincarnate a lot of souls who are very mature and who are higher vibrational frequency and who are originally from other planets and other dimensions, higher dimensions. So this is when the star seeds were born. The star seeds were born around the 1990 year. This is a lot of star seeds were born, like a lot, thousands of star seeds. Before that, star seeds were also born, but they were not so populated because there was a time when it was too challenging for them to actually incarnate. So those souls are very I would say heroes in themselves, because many of those souls decided they will take a karma of a prostitute, they will take a karma of a murderer, of a suicidal person, of many things that on earth was created on earth, and they will experience the life, what is actually the life of a prostitute, in order for them to heal and then to help heal other people. So they took a lot of karma from other souls. One of their soul I could mention actually is Hitler. How the star seeds is different from the other average souls. So this soul has two parts. One part of the soul is untouched, it's very clear, and it always has a connection with the divine. And other part of the soul will take everything that is needed to take. For example, the experience of raping, the experience of being a prostitute, violence, and everything. So, and then during during the healing process, when the soul decides to heal, the broken part will gradually start to heal and to connect with the divine part of the soul. So those souls are very unique because they have huge potential to heal. They could actually heal a lot quicker. They could there are a lot easier for them to heal because they have almost untouched portal to the divine. And usually those souls say that they believe in God or they believe in destiny, and many of them have strong sense of soul mission. So actually Russell Brand had addiction problems, and he overcame very strong addictions because he was a starseed, and he is meant to help many people on earth, like you and me, thousands of people, in order for them, like how this process is happening. Imagine one soul who already healed from addiction. He created energetic pathways when he healed. When he himself healed, he created an energetic pathway. And when he shares the wisdom about this healing process, he helps consciously and subconsciously also other people to heal. So this is what happened. Hitler, on the other hand, was the opposite. He was not healed or anything, but he agreed on the soul level to perform horrible things on the humanity, to kill many people, so that we as the human beings will learn from mistakes of killing and no longer repeat that pattern. So he was the example what not to do, what human race should not to do in order to be alive and not to destroy themselves. So he in himself was also very high level of consciousness being, and he decided to take that burden. So what else I wanted to share? So 2020 year is very important year in the Earth evolution of Earth, because the concept and the phenomenon of New Earth was actually, I could say, anchored. Many soul contracts are started to actualize, materialize. Many twin flames will have their journeys on. They are connected to each other. Many beings are awakened right now because of the corona and because of the COVID and many events happening right now. So 2020 is the anchoring of concept of phenomenon of the New Earth. But New Earth was formed already when the Buddha was born. So it was long ago when we planned this, and we with the spirit guides planned this transformation. So what else I wanted to share? The thing is that we as the human beings on this earth, we are very stuck in our own reality. We have very, I could say, shitty reality. We have many bad things happening, evil things happening around the earth, and it will take a long time and a lot of many generations to actually awaken and actually change this reality. But it's already happening. It won't happen overnight. And why this cannot happen like in 100 years from now? Why we cannot be awakened? Why we could not be all of a sudden nice people and perform only positive things? Because a lot of souls are very stubborn, and they have their own belief system. They are very rational and they don't want to change. And why they don't want to change? Because they don't believe in themselves. They have very low self-esteem issues, and they don't believe in the higher version of themselves. And when they see the higher version of themselves, for example, as the Russell brand, when the addicted person sees the higher version of themselves as the Russell brand, who is totally healed, who doesn't have any problems related with addiction, this person sees as the mirror, like look into the mirror and see themselves. So they start to believe in themselves that they can actually change, and they can motivate themselves to change. Because the only thing is missing why people cannot heal, why cannot transform themselves, because they don't believe in themselves, and they don't know that there is a higher version, and there is a higher lifestyle for them to live. So the last thing I wanted to mention, Earth is one of the several material worlds that is currently existing, and it's on, I already said this on that part 1, that Earth is on the lowest of low dimensions, and you cannot possibly go beyond the Earth, because Earth is already very black reality, I could say. But you could go, actually you could go to the lower dimensions, and you could stop incarnating, you could stop reincarnating, and hover around the earth plane and not live a normal lifetime. But it will be a limbo state existence, and it will last some duration of time, and then you will come back to the cycle of reincarnation and again start to reincarnate. So the earth is I could describe the earth existence on earth is like the black color. Like if I could paint this, it will be the black color. And many material worlds are actually the gray color. They are not so material, they are not so horrible in their existence. They are like gray material. But there are people who are still learning, have their lessons, but they no longer learn on the contrasts. They no longer learn, they no longer have lessons which is based on suffering. So because there's a higher maturity in those souls. There means like there are many material worlds and many experiences that you could have outside of the earth. And when you die and you are not completely finished your karma, and you could not completely dissolve all your karmic bonds, you could still do that on other material planes. But it will be easier, less destructive, and less painful. So this is all I wanted to share. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Bye.